Josh begs Corey for a hug. He's such a pussy-ass bitch.
According to the challenge, Anessa's dead.
R.I.P.
He looked like an actor fake running in a movie.
The oral not asphyxiation.
That's not the word.
It's going down in the chamber. Going down. You know what I mean? This is easily the most unnecessary graphic we have gotten from them this season.
Oh, she's on the team with one?
Fuck all y'all haters. Everyone thinks I'm dumb. I'm not, bitch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the number one, the Right Reality Podcast, your home for the best fucking challenge podcast in the land. You know it. You love it. Welcome to the number one. My name is Steve.
And my name is Mixie. I am here completely sober and not hungover. Go me to recap episode 9 of season 40 of the challenge, An Era of One. When I saw this title, I was like, again, terrible title. But by the end, when we find out what's going to happen with the rest of the season, I do appreciate this. It is ever so slightly clever. It's the best they've done.
Little bit. Little bit. And maybe you're just trying to help them this week. You're just trying to, be a super helpful gal.
That's me.
And be positive for them when I don't think that it was really deserved, but you're trying. And
I am.
Congratulations, people listening to this at Paramount HQ, which I was by last night. I waved at the building for everybody. I was like, hey, invite us in sometime. Invite the number one over. We're right here. Just have us tour. No message yet, but I'm sure it's coming. So
it's stuck. It's stuck in the ether or the iCloud or whatever.
Supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
Supply chain stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Obviously.
Coming up on this week's episode, everybody, we give out an award that I'm pretty sure we have never given out before.
Ooh, exciting.
Exciting. Stay tuned for that. We question fits. A specific fit. Again, probably for the first time ever on this show.
Excited.
And finally, I believe Ryan had a bad week, but it was overshadowed by how bad Josh Weeks was. We're getting into all of that. The absolute cinema that was him crying at the end with the music playing.
They're doing it for us, Stephen. I just refuse. Like, they cannot be giving us this stuff.
Yeah.
Without, knowing.
It's amazing. They know it. They love it.
Mm-hmm.
High production team, high editors, shout out. We know it because we're the number one. And obviously you hate the official one. So why wouldn't you be listening to this one? It's amazing. Absolutely. We love you. We talk about how great you are. So obviously you want to hear us talk about how great you are. But we start by throwing it over to Mix. I heard you have a message for the community, as the people say, or as the streamers say, the chat. What's up, chat?
Yeah, hello, chat. I would just like to say thank you to everyone for being so understanding for the state of which I was in last week. I'm not proud of it. Honestly, you guys kind of enabled me. Everybody seemed to enjoy that I was hungover. In fact, I got numerous comments saying that they liked the vape. So now that's staying.
Wow.
You really shouldn't have done that.
She can quit any time, though.
I will quit.
Any time, though.
Just not right now and not in the near future. But eventually, one day I will. Thank you all for enabling my terrible decision making. I will continue to appreciate it. And as a prize at the end of this episode, something happened to me this past week that is quite possibly one of the funniest things to happen to me in a while. And I've been saving it. I haven't told Stephen about it. I want to share it with you guys. So at the end of this episode, I will tell you what happened to me. It is fucking hilarious. Trust me on this. Okay. But for right now, thank you for enabling me, and we'll get into the episode.
Yeah, shout out Freckles on the Go. Freckles on the Go 8. You said you also have the same vape as Mix, so maybe on the count of 3, you can all vape together. There you go. Oh, Mix is going 1, 2, 3. Vape. Everyone vape. Also, we are not sponsored by any vape companies. We understand the risks that come with vaping. And we are not that we. This is your Surgeon General message warning that we in no way condone vaping or that children should vape or should adults vape. But in this case, I guess it's trendy and cool to vape. So
it's not trendy and cool. It's the oral not asphyxiation. Oral
that's not the word. The oral asphyxiation. Yeah, choking you to death. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that
Smothering
also.
you.
But it's just like the action of it. The people that vape understand. If you want to get a high off of it, you smoke weed or tobacco. Like actually,
allegedly.
This is just like it's a comfort action. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. Let's talk about our winners for the giveaway this week. We are recording a day early this week. We're recording Saturday. So we will not be announcing winners at this current time because we said Sunday in the last episode. So on the next episode, we will announce the double winners, hopefully. But again, this is your moment to realize I have to listen Wednesday night, Thursday day, Friday day, maybe Friday night, potentially into Saturday morning to get your votes in for the giveaway.
Yes.
So you got to do it early. Don't leave it till Tuesday and put a vote in. It's not going to count. We do appreciate the engagement. If you're listening late, just engage in another way. Leave a hilarious comment. Leave something that you want us to reply to. Say something awesome about the podcast. Oh, this is my favorite moment. You guys are the best. We think you're both hilarious and sexy.
Would love that.
Share the video with a friend. That's what it is. Also, be sure you subscribe. And with all of the business out of the way, Mixie, let's get to this week's episode. Episode 9. Cruising.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're crawling right now.
Okay.
But apparently we're halfway through.
We are. So I have a slight bit of hope that this is not a 20-episode season at this point because it still looks like we're doing double eliminations unless TJ next week is going to be like, I know you picked male and female targets, but guess what? It's a males week. And then we're like, oh, fuck. Well, this is going to be 70 episodes at this point. But cautiously optimistic at this point, Mix.
I am also cautiously optimistic because I do feel like, although I said we've crawled, a lot has happened and it's been entertaining. And for the most part, there hasn't been a bunch of stupid filler. Each episode has its own amount of stupid filler, but I would say generally speaking on the season, I feel like we've been getting through it at least. I think maybe I feel like we're crawling now because Rachel's by herself and it's just weird. This whole episode was just a little off to me.
I agree with you, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but while I was watching it, I had it. I think, and I would love to know what you guys think at home, hotties in the Facebook community, is this just what happens at the middle of every season where there's this excitement, there's so many people, there's so many potential storylines, and then you get to the middle and you're kind of like, okay, well, we're at the middle, everybody's nervous to do something because the final is close-ish and you've made it this far and you haven't really stumbled or stubbed your toe into anything, unlike Josh. And you're just kind of like trying to get through. And for the audience, it's like, we just need the show to give us some entertaining points to do that. So I feel like it's this mid-season blues almost in a way. Even though we had some great parts of this episode, it still feels a bit like we're holding on to hope that every minute of the show is going to be great, which it literally can't be. So I'm going mid-season blues.
I like that. I think that that's pretty fair. I think that this episode specifically just focused a lot on the Vacation Alliance, and now we're just like completely pulling the curtain on that. I just don't really care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. And maybe I'm in the minority on that, but I just feel like other storylines have to be going on that are more exciting than this, especially because now we lost the Devin and Michelle storyline. Yes. Devin's out. So I would have liked a little bit more of that to get my last little fix in. Yeah.
I think now it makes sense on why they were not building up the Theo and Olivia one, because now that's going to be our love thing for the rest of the season, right? Depending on how far they go.
Yeah.
It's weird because you have people like Bananas and Laurel and Cara there who were barely even on camera this week. I mean, Cara said like 2 things, 3 things where she's one of the faces of the show. And it just was so heavily focused. Like, there was a lot of babe. Too much babe.
I think that's why it felt slow.
Yeah,
I really, now that we're talking about it, that might be why I was just like, get there.
Babe, just fine. I understand why they don't put you in the show. You open your mouth, I go to sleep, babe. Like, I get it. Good Lord. Come on. I mean, what's Babe 2 seeing in you? You're just sleepy. I got it. You used to play football. You have good hands. Cool.
Oh, Nani also understands that you have good hands too. We start the episode with Josh begging Corey for a hug.
Amazing.
He's just like, it's so funny now. I'm looking at my notes. The very first note I have is Josh begs Corey for a hug. He's such a pussy ass bitch. And we haven't even gotten to the rest of the episode yet. I'm already calling it 2 minutes in.
Corey avoided him again.
Yeah, I love it.
This is the second time. Like, there was another one where he tried to high five him a few weeks ago, and he just avoided him. And then he's like, and tries to like fall. Come on. Yeah. And Corey's like, fuck off.
Yeah,
politely fuck off.
And then we never saw Corey the rest of the episode. I don't know.
I don't understand how you edit a show, first of all, like this. So it's hard for me to say like who's post producing these storylines and stuff like that. But it is hilarious. It was a moment to just say out of the gate, hey, we're going to shit all over Josh again this week, which honestly, it's what the audience wants. It's what the number one wants. And the number one gets what the number one wants. Mm-hmm. It's just that simple.
As we should.
At the beginning of this episode as well, this was the start of, was it a worse week for Ryan or a worse week for Josh? Now, I would like everybody to vote either in the hotties or the YouTube comments whether you think it was a bad week for Ryan or Josh. And you're going to have to listen to my argument for Ryan because I think it was a bad look for Ryan from a comedic standpoint. Okay? Not necessarily a gameplay aspect, but just more of a comedic thing. Mm-hmm. And it started by Ryan saying the following. He said, part of the reason he volunteered this week was to try to keep Rachel safe.
Yes.
And I paused and I said, she was the target last week too, my guy, and you didn't raise your hand last week, my guy.
She's been the target like almost every other week for quite some time, if not every week now.
Yeah, you could have just teacher, hey, me over here. Mm-hmm. But no, let's not do this revisionist history, Ryan. You wanted to throw it in Banana's face that, I'm here to compete. I'll volunteer my ass. Yep. Uh-huh. And now you're sitting there going, I did it to help save Rachel. And it's like, no one's, you can say it. I ain't buying it, my guy.
I think that it was more that he knew Laurel was in first, right? Laurel got the target first. So he knew that if Laurel was the target, as he said later, that she would actually try to win the daily.
Yeah.
I think it's more on that line, but what do I know?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't know what you know.
I know nothing.
The second part of was it a worse week for Ryan or Josh is the second point. Immediately after the high-fiving, we get a supercut of everyone working out. And usually I'm very impressed by these people. Mm-hmm. They're very good looking when they work out. And honestly, that's something that I think takes time. Not everybody looks good working out, okay?
Yep.
Not everybody can be a TikTok workout hottie. It's just not possible.
True. Uh-huh.
Ryan, not a good look on the treadmill. He looked like an actor fake running in a movie.
He probably was.
It was slow-mo. He had the hat on. And it was a lot of this.
Just overdoing it.
It's playing on YouTube right now. I was like, they didn't need to show that. What did he say to an editor? Like, he's not going in this week. They didn't need to show him doing that.
Yeah.
And again, for the number one. That's what it was for.
I can't believe I missed this, but it's amazing. And also 100% he's faking it.
Okay. You think maybe he wasn't really running. He just like the belt wasn't going and they're like, we need a shot of you running real quick. And he's like, I don't need to turn it on. I don't even know how to turn this treadmill on because I've never used it here. I'll just like pretend that I'm running. You're shooting the slow-mo, right? It's going to be fine.
I think that he was probably on the treadmill. Camera crew came in and was like, hey, we're going to get some B-roll. And he got in his head about it and just like really, really overdid the action of it, you know?
He's like, I watched Mission Impossible before I came out here and I'm going to Tom Cruise this shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what happened.
That makes more sense then.
This is the beginning of when they would not shut the hell up about the Vacation Alliance.
Yes.
It's all about and again, for unknown reasons, they decided to choose Greaseback Bum Babe to be the voice of this whole situation, which just makes it worse. The amount of talking about the Vacation Alliance makes me think it's going to break. When Greaseback Bum Babe says they can't break us, that means they can, and they absolutely are going to do it this episode.
Bars.
I love it. I love it because I know, and like everybody knows, I like to have a spoiler. So I do. This season specifically, they're really kind of giving us very obvious clues as to who's at least going into the elimination.
Yeah.
By like 5 minutes into the episode.
I found the talk of the Vacation Alliance at the beginning when they actually mentioned it, like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, they're acknowledging this thing that the challenge internet has been talking about for years, but the show has never actually acknowledged it. And this is just a continuation of this because this alliance is going to be basically running the house.
Yeah.
I did not see it as a spoiler for the rest of the episode, honestly, because why should I think one person is going to win the daily? How am I supposed to think Era 1, which has basically lost every daily since the dawn of time, would be down to one person, and that one person would beat everyone else?
Give Rachel the title, okay? I'm good. Put her in the final. Let her fucking sit for a little bit. Let her breathe. This woman.
Yeah.
I figured that Era 2 would win. Based off of where we were at in the way that they were conversing. I thought Era 2 would win. They'd save Era 1. And they would put in 3 and 4.
Interesting. I didn't see it the other way. I saw it as, how is 3 and 4 not safe? They've been safe this entire time. There's literally one person left on the other team. So basically, dude. She is a beast, but that hasn't mattered in all of the other eliminations so far. Now that she got to basically be the only one competing for her team and do something that is in her wheelhouse, it worked out. But I'm sitting here going, they're going to play fucking, hopscotch as a daily that's sponsored by Skechers or something like that. And she'll lose because she hasn't played hopscotch in 25 years or something like that.
And she's also one person playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got to they're going to do the jump rope too, the double dutch. And she's going to have to do the fucking rope by herself and jump into it or something.
Listen, if we're going to the daily, we have to cuck up.
Well, we're not totally to the daily. Because I do have 2 more things I want to talk about. One with the Vacation Alliance and one about my guy, Devin. We'll do Devin first to bring our spirits up, because immediately after, actually, it is a good thing about the Vacation Alliance. It's hilarious. And I think some of you might have spotted it. It was a visual cue that, again, totally for the number one. There's no other way to explain it.
I missed it.
Okay. They're first of all, they're hanging out in the room and somebody goes, "Hey, Devin, how long have you been in bed?" And either completely hungover, and he was emulating you from last week.
I got out of bed.
Okay.
I was better than him.
Okay. He said 15 hours.
Yeah.
Now,
sick.
Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But I sat there and went, how long could I legitimately stay in bed for if I was not sick?
Yeah.
Could I get to 15 hours? Do you know the longest bed rot that you've done before? Non-sick bed rot?
I could easily do 24 hours.
Wow.
If getting up to go to the bathroom doesn't count.
That's allowed.
I could easily do a day.
Okay, and that would include like you couldn't like switch locations and go lay on the couch. It would just be the bed the entire time. You could do 24.
I actually don't think that I would stop unless I had to. I could go longer.
I don't want to think I can do a 24-hour bed rot.
Why? Is that a bad thing?
I think mentally I'm just like, I've been in bed all day. Like, get up and do something, you piece of shit.
Do stuff while in bed.
Yeah, but I'm like looking on the... No, we're not... That's not part of this. This is just
You're by yourself.
You're by yourself laying in bed. That is a very different scenario.
Okay.
And obviously, we're
still
extending past 24 hours. This is like you're in bed by yourself, hanging out, watching TV. You're on your phone. There becomes a certain part, at least for me, where I'm like, I feel like a piece of shit. At least go lay on the couch and do this for a little bit. Could it change the scenery? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's me, though.
Sure, I guess. I mean, maybe, but I on my end, I am doing so much all of the time that if I'm able to lay in bed for 24 hours, I'm like, please, that sounds incredible.
Also, you would not be allowed to partake in any substances at this point. You could vape watch, obviously, but no additional...
Well, that's stupid. Why?
Because that just allows you to bed rot even longer. This is like a normal bed rot.
That's a normal bed rot.
At a challenge house being in bed for 15 hours.
Yeah, because Devin doesn't bring weed to the challenge house. Okay. Which
just alcohol.
I would just like to also state it's not as fair because Devin is in a bed where like so many people are coming in and out of the room and like walking around and stuff. You're constantly entertained by others.
That is true. I mean, they don't have the TV and the phone, so your only entertainment is the other people around. Those beds are so small there.
They've been shoving them together. Did you see Derek? I missed it. Last episode, he made like a king bed out of 3 beds.
There's still a gap in the middle. I don't think the mat, like, you have to like roll to the middle where the mattresses meet, and I'm sure it just like goes in like a fucking cavern. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure that there's some dips and divots, but I would much rather deal with that than trying to stay on a little mattress. They're tiny.
They are tiny, but they got to shove like 40 of them in that fucking house to begin with, which is crazy.
True. That is true.
Okay, one last thing before we captain up. There was a moment where they were talking about the Vacation Alliance, and it's like, in case you did not believe we went on vacation together.
Yes.
Here are some photos of us going on vacation together.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
We are going to gray out Anessa as if she has been deceased for years. And I cried laughing. You're like, she's not on the show anymore. Gray that bitch out. She's gone. If they're not on the show, living in person, gray them out. Start with Anessa.
Was it Tori that was talking during that, or was it Greaseback Bum Babe?
I do not recall.
It was one of the two of them. And they were bragging about how they've gone so long in the season without like touching the sand or having to really get their hands dirty or anything. And as they're saying that, the picture of Anessa grayed out like comes up. I'm just like, you guys don't care about this bitch at all.
Nah.
It's so funny. You're right. That is comedic. It's fucking great.
It's like, is she dead? Is there something I'm not aware of? Like, why do we need to gray her out? She was part of it. I would like to know how long that conversation went on with like who was to approve that. Like, so she's not here anymore. I think we should gray her out. You know, there was a conversation that happened, right?
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
I also just feel like they could have found other photos of their friendship that doesn't include her dead center ass out.
Yeah, what was that about?
Which she did not win Ass of the Week because she's dead.
She's dead. You can't win Ass of the Week if you're dead. And according to the challenge and the editors of the challenge, Anessa's dead. Breaking news, Anessa's dead. Don't quote me. But according to the photos, our sources say
absolute fact.
Absolute fact. No misinformation here. We don't do that. I will try this week not to do the Trump
hands.
Yeah. Lots of people are saying she's dead. Everyone tells me she's dead. You can just see it everywhere. The mainstream media won't tell you she's dead. She's dead. She's dead as they come. Never seen anyone more dead than Anessa.
I wish she was dead from this show and never came back. But who knows? It's daily time, baby.
Captain up! Captain up!
Get Captain up. Oh, while we're here, since we always do a fun little bit, I wore this shirt for Josh today.
Okay.
Shouts out Josh. It says, and I quote, let me try to get it so you can see it.
Because it's the tiniest shirt I've ever seen you wear, too, by the way.
It is, but I
was like, is this a child's shirt that she ordered off Amazon for this episode?
No, I've had this shirt for a while. I actually got it thrifting. I love it. It says...
By the way, cue all the men who were listening and they heard the tiniest shirt Mixie's ever worn running over to YouTube right now.
It says, it's my favorite because it's so cute. And like, by the way that I'm sitting, you can't really see that it's bad, but it says, you look like you have a small dick. And that's the energy that Josh gives me. That's probably why you haven't seen it. I really don't think this is a work appropriate shirt.
No. Probably not.
Oh,
wear it the next time a client's in. See how that goes.
Yeah, I should. I know exactly which client it would be to. Exactly which one.
We all know. Not the one that might be listening right now. Shout out that person. Shout out that person. Shout out that person. We love you so much. Okay. We are at the daily. Mixie.
Yes.
I love this idea. Cara doesn't, but I know there's a lot of things I don't know in life.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of unknowns.
Yep.
But I know that you crushed the first part of this daily. You got all of the math right.
Me?
All of them.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them I did do in my head quickly. I will, because some of them were easy. It was like 11 times 11 or like 99 minus 33 plus 22 or something like that. Like they weren't that bad. But some of them were like, I saw a square root. I actually feel like Cara also saw the square root at the same time I did. Because she was, I was like, I forgot that was a thing.
You saw that symbol and you're like, oh yeah, that was on my T183 calculator or T182 or whatever the number is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know what that is anymore. I haven't used it.
Yeah, I got stuck on that because then like 3 went through after that. And the whole time I was like, what is a square root?
You know where they don't have square roots? Museums.
Anywhere.
Don't have them there.
Actually, they don't have it anywhere because it's not necessary. When have you ever, outside of school or like a situation like this where you're playing a game, need to know what a square root is? You don't.
You don't. And listen, all these people who want to reinvent school and do whatever they want with school and don't think that the government's teaching our children right, correct. But let's not go your route. Let's do like life. Let's have a class every year that's just called life, right? Like,
that would have really helped me out a lot.
Like, let's show you how to do laundry. Let's show you how to cook a chicken breast. Mm-hmm. Something that's good for life. I don't need square roots.
No.
If I would like to do a career in science or shit, sure.
Do they do it? Do they use it in science?
Yeah, then like math and like science shit, you need to do math. Like math and science, they go together. If you like do physics and shit, there's math involved. It's a.
I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole because.
I would just like a course for the kids, maybe starting in like high school, where we stop doing these crazy math classes.
Yeah.
We give you a health class, like everyone's got to take health. Like you know, in my high school, I don't recall if we ever really had to take health. Health should be like every fucking year. Like every year you got to take health. Every year you have to take life. And it's just like learning shit, like how to budget, how to not put all your money into Doge, you know, life shit. Huh?
Whoa, I'm up, actually. So eat shit, bitch. But I would like to know more about like building shit.
Oh, okay.
Just
continue.
Like, which kind of screws to use for certain kinds of things.
Changing a tire, life class.
Yeah. I recently found out that you're supposed to change your oil.
What? No, no, this is fake. This is not real.
Okay, I think that I'm just going to embarrass myself, so I'm going to say I made that up. My God loved my father, but he did it for me all through my life, and he would just be like, hey, I need to take your car. So I would give him my car keys, and he would go do whatever he needed to do and not tell me that was what was happening. So how am I supposed to know that? Yeah, my car kept turning off, and I was like, why? And my dad was like, he was here, and he said, when's the last time you got your oil changed? I go, excuse me?
Oh, God.
And then he had me open my my trunk or my front hood or whatever.
Yeah, not the trunk, the front hood. Yeah, that's.
And then he took the stick and he pulled it out, and it was completely dry.
Just nothing in there. Unbelievable. You've had that car for a while too.
Yeah, 3 years, and I went to Jiffy Lube with it, and all of them were making fun of me.
Yeah, of course they were.
Jiffy Lube people were having the time of their life with me.
The Jiffy Lube people, now, they at least at my location, they put the thing in front of you to embarrass you on how much oil you've actually burnt or lost. Mm-hmm. They put it in the front and show you how much they're taking out. Mm-hmm. There was none to take out for you. It was bone dry. It was like the fucking Sahara Desert.
Yeah, I don't remember them taking anything out of my car.
It's amazing.
Then there was other fluids that apparently were completely empty. I don't know. Yeah, something was leaking.
Yeah, that tracks. 100%.
Fuck having a car. Well, have a car.
Now, here's the thing, everybody. She lived in New York for a long time as well, where she didn't have a car. So I'm going to give her credit for that. After leaving college, she didn't have a car for a long time, living in New York, comes out here, gets the car, still not. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to bury you.
But again, how would I have ever known that? Same thing with the gas situation. We'll go back to that. How was I ever supposed to know that? If I had a life class, I would have learned it.
I don't think that would come up in life class, but that's fine.
Oil
changes would. The fact that you literally could not store that much gas in that tiny of thing. Do you realize how much 15 gallons is?
It was like a skyscraper, but in the ground. I'm not opening this can of worms again. Anyways, TJ announces that we are down to half the amount of people. And he says we have just half, 20 people. Just. As if that's not still a lot of motherfucking people.
That's true. We have just half.
Don't we start seasons with 20 people?
I think we used to at some point. I'm not even remotely close to this decade have we done that. So.
Well, but I still think they've been 30?
30, yeah. 30 to 35, 36-ish, yeah.
Still a lot of people. I really just don't love the insinuation that there's not many people left.
The other thing that happened, I guess this was before, so I've already put my captain bands on. I want to throw this photo up. This is Michelle appreciation time. She looked fine as fuck in this photo. My girl...
She always does.
Had a look going on that was just fucking fire. I'm like, okay, pop off, queen. Show the look. Show it. She's confident. She's feeling good about her relationship at this point. Maybe not in the weeks going forward. Maybe she'll just be a disheveled mess going forward. She's going to be super worried now.
No, I believe in her. No.
Okay, me too. I hope for the best. She's been doing just fine. Each week, I'm like, we made it to another week. And we didn't have an issue.
Shutdown. We did not have one.
We're good. This week, it started to rumble at the end with Josh. She felt it coming. She's like, I'm going to take a step back.
Yep.
I'm going to let Devin handle this. Uh-huh. Josh, it would really be, and Devin's like, let me fucking step in. We'll get to that. Okay. The name of this daily was what, Mixie?
The name of this daily was Bottoms Out. And Derek goes, we love Bottoms Out. We love Bottoms Out. We have a whole ass segment about it.
We do.
Every episode.
Ryan was really into it. He's like, yeah, perfect for me. We're like, calm down, Ryan. We got it.
You know what's funny is that this daily title was so good, and the elimination title was probably the worst name of an elimination or daily I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, they truly just high highs and low lows.
I felt like Michael Scott from The Office wrote the headline for the elimination. You know, he just did the boom, 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 boom. I'm like, they literally put the thing up at the screen for the elimination. I'm like, that's too many words. That's not a real title. It's usually one, maybe two. This was 3 words and 3 long words, if memory serves me correct.
You are correct. We are jumping ahead, but I have in my notes, hey, I have a question. Have you ever heard a worse name for an elimination than Cable Connection Showdown?
Okay. This is part of a theme this week. If you're going to say something like that, you have to consider with the alliteration. Cable Connection, Showdown?
Yep,
No.
that was the Cable Connection Showdown.
We just get rid of Showdown. Cable Connection.
Would have been better.
Fixed.
Would have been better.
Whatever Showdown lobby you had paying you money to get that name in there for SEO or whatever, inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Sorry, we're talking titles, so I had to jump ahead a little bit, that shit threw me off. But we did get bottoms out, and it was fucking amazing. We started with the
math.
The math.
Yeah.
And do you know what I'm about to bring up?
Not necessarily.
The graphics team.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
We get a beautiful aerial shot of all the teams standing there doing their math. They drop one singular pin for a graphic. Now, you might think, oh, they'll like put the titles underneath each of the eras to say these are the eras, or, you know, maybe there's a certain person that's about to start talking that they want you to see where they're standing right now. No, they dropped a pin on Rachel, who is standing by herself.
We know she's the only one left. Oh, she's on the team with one? She's on the team with one?
I swear to God, like that, again, same thing. It has to be for us.
Has to be for us.
It has to be.
There is no other explanation. I'm
getting teary-eyed right now. It's so funny to me. It was so funny to me.
We have to start a new segment called This Week in Graphics for the number one. I want everybody at home.
Look at it right now. Look at it on your screen. It's fucking insane. This is easily the most unnecessary graphic we have gotten from them this season. Easily.
We know who she is. She's the one on the team with no one else. No one else. I'm not like,
I'm crying.
Did Rachel move into era 2? Is she in era 2? No, she's the one by herself.
She's also closest to camera, so out of everybody's faces, I can see hers the clearest.
She also has a very distinct body type. Like, why? The number one. It's for us because we say it every week. There's so many unnecessary call-outs, and this week is the unnecessary call-out. It's amazing.
I really think they're trolling us with that. I know we joke a lot about like, production, they listen, they do all this stuff for us. Like, truly, there is no other explanation than trying to fuck with us by doing that, because that shit is so funny. That's so goddamn funny.
I would like everyone, as you continue to watch this season, continue to look for ways that they do stuff for the number one, including graphics. I want that to be in the back of your head. In the back of your head, you're like, what did Rachel call? Oh, for the number one. Yeah. Oh, it makes a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more sense. Mixie, I also think they did that to kind of like be like, hey, for you, and guess what we're also going to give you? We're going to give you a clock in the second part.
Yeah.
A running clock. You know that thing that you always ask for? We're going to give it to you. We're going to show you how long it is. Now, whether it was 100% truthful or not the point. However, we are going to give you a clock. So this week in graphics brought to you by production. Thank you. Down silver.
And production keeps giving me stuff on a silver platter. When they finish the math section, everyone's standing there. They're listening to Mr. TJ discuss who got how many right and how many rock climbing holders they'll have. Era 3 is just fucking lined up, and I'm getting a full-blown ass shot for like 3 or 4 seconds, too. I don't know if you noticed how long they held this shot. There are no rules. in my neck of the woods. So Era 3 lines up hearing about their math scores is this week's
Whoa!
Ass of the Week.
Ass of the week.
Tori, Naya, Devin, Jordan. It was all of their asses.
I don't know what to do. I mean, Avery gave such a great acceptance speech last week for Ass of the Week.
She did.
And, you know, Devin is probably going to be our guest at the end of this episode at this point.
I would hope so.
So, do I get him to give a speech?
I mean, he won as well on the first episode of the season, getting into his miso soup bowl. So
that's true.
You could have
you know
him.
what? I'm starting to think getting 2 Ass of the Weeks
Is it a curse?
during the season is a curse. It's a curse.
I would say you come out on top still.
Okay. Maybe he can give the speech like, you know, when somebody can't make it to an award ceremony, they have like somebody accept it on their behalf. Maybe he can accept it on behalf of Era 3.
That'd be beautiful.
Okay. We'll effort that. I'll put that down.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the results from the guessing of math. Era 1, Rachel, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, by herself.
Not Mariah, just Rachel.
Mariah.
Guessed 8. She got 6 right. Pretty good clip. Also, she just needed to get enough for herself. She didn't need any more. So as soon as you got 4, you're like, I'm good, whatever.
But she still only held on to 3.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they're just like, how? Okay, well, that could be another conversation.
Yeah,
I didn't
whatever.
notice that at all.
Oh,
Era 2 guessed 17, and they got them all fucking right. Because I guess Laurel was taking a shot at you this week by saying math is easy. How do you not know math? And
for the record, I tested out of math. I tested out.
What does that mean?
She was like, I got 100% every year. And I tested out of math because I was so good at it, I didn't even have to take it.
I don't think that's how it works.
It is how it works. On my SAT, I got like a perfect score. And so because of my major, I tested out of math.
In college, you didn't have to take math? Is that what you're saying?
Once.
Hold on. You got a perfect math score on your SAT?
Yeah.
Has this been a
all
bit?
Y'all
Have
haters.
you been doing?
Everyone thinks I'm dumb. I'm not, bitch. Eat shit. I am good at math. I'm actually very good at math. I just don't want to.
Hold on. I feel like you've been pulling a ruse on this show for the past 3 years that you don't like math. You don't do good at math.
I do.
Oh, stumbling and fumbling.
I don't like math.
Now you're crisscrossing.
No. I don't enjoy math, but I'm good at it.
Okay.
And I would argue square roots aren't real. So if you take that out of the equation.
See, this is what it comes back to. You were like, square roots, not a thing. I haven't seen it for a while.
Okay, there was one that was a square root of 16. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
Then I do know. See, this is what I'm saying. Like my brain, half my brain's like, what the fuck even is that? And the other half my brain is already like, it's 4. But I don't know how I got there.
It's the number times the number.
That's what I thought. Okay. See, but like it's so deep in my brain because I'm so fucking smart that I don't even realize that I'm getting the right answer because I'm so smart about it.
Yeah, I understand.
Laurel.
Era 3 guessed 22 and they got 14 right. I can't believe the 17 for Era 2 getting it perfect is pretty crazy. The fact that you guessed all of those and you got them right. Anywho, Era 4 got 18. They guessed 18. They got 14 right. So much for the calculator Kyland over there. Missing 4. Whatever. Guess a calculator only works 80% of the time or whatever that clip is. Did I get that right? Is 14 80% of 18? Let's turn to our math expert, Mixie. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What was that? Are you vaping? Or are you calculating? She's vaping. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Tested out. I tested out of math. I didn't have to do it. I got a perfect SAT score.
Yeah, so I didn't have to do it, so I haven't done it in a while.
Okay. So they get into the container. Love this idea. I actually think this is a really, really good daily.
They love these shipping containers this season.
I mean, they bring them out there. They're like, we painted them. We might as well use them a couple times, you know?
Uh-huh. Those doors swung open so fast, too.
So quick. The logistics of that, because they also had like things on the side to hold it open so it didn't like come back and chop someone's foot off.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm sure was a production meeting. Like, okay, when the doors drop down, you know, they could like come back and pinch somebody's foot and like sever their toes. And they're like, oh, yeah. What should we do about that? Yeah, we didn't. We put some like tape on it? Like, what do we? No, tape's not going to.
Just have two people hold it on the side of the
Yeah. Can we like put a line like, don't put your feet here. They might get chopped off. Something like that. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. This is why we came to Thailand. It's all the weird rules that we don't have to abide by for safety over here. You know what I mean?
And poor Aviv trying to like for her turn when she was like, you see her like trying to jump to get to her, and her body just goes, oh God,
poor
girl. They are not taking your height into consideration. And honestly, I think that should be more of a conversation.
Well, Theo was out right away, and he's the exact opposite of her. He's too tall, and he was out immediately.
Yeah, I think immediately. His head was like this.
Yeah. He was out right away. Josh was standing on the side. He was like, I'll put my foot here. Nobody will see it.
Of course, Josh is cheating. Of course, he's cheating at this. Like, as soon as TJ said that, I'm like, yep, tracks.
If you were to tell me who'd be cheating during this to try to make themselves look better, Josh. You couldn't even finish that sentence. I'd be like, Josh.
Truly,
who's cheating to Josh?
Uh-huh.
Of course he did. Nia was out in 2 seconds. Nehemiah crushed it. Of course, Rachel fucking crushed it. I knew she would do good, but 14, almost 15 minutes?
When he said 14:48 out loud, I said, are you fucking kidding me? I don't even take showers that long.
That would be too long of a shower.
Like, I get bored in the shower and I need to get out. I don't even think I take that long to make dinner sometimes.
Okay. What do we consider a long shower? 10 minutes?
Huh.
Your long shower will be different than my long shower. I think it's going to be a personal thing.
There's
but
like
let's
an everything
put it
shower.
to the community. Everything shower.
Everything
yes.
shower. Mm-hmm.
Let's put it to the community. How long is too long? I think we talked about this before on
I actually do too. It's just how do
random thought process podcast. How long is too long for a shower? Like, how long are you allowed to just like stay there and enjoy the water hitting your body?
Oh,
or is
Steven.
it like I'm here to do a job, I get in, I get out, and I get on with my life?
Steven, do you hear that?
Oh, I do hear that.
It's Vape Watch, people. We got vape spotting, and it's not mine.
Although if we're doing live vape watching, I'm self-reporting you.
That's fine. You could self-report me. Honestly, shame me. I need it. Jenny, again, with her red vape, she has it. She whipped it out in the middle of the daily.
That's crazy.
Whipped it out in the middle of the daily, just hanging out, watching, I think it was Era 3 maybe, go up and do their hang or whatever the fuck it was.
Okay.
She's just vaping.
That's bizarre. I didn't think they could like bring it to the sidelines of a daily. And now I'm starting to wonder why she might have some cardio problems.
Yeah,
like
that could very well be the case. I would argue that I would not bring it to it daily. I'm bad, but I'm not that bad.
No. You could go hide in a different location. Let's say in an office place where the people who should not see it would be where you would normally do it.
Yeah.
In this hypothetical scenario.
Exactly.
That definitely has never happened.
No.
And then, you could come into where maybe one of your coworkers is.
And
like, they would be like, hey, what's up?
Crouch down on the ground, maybe to hide from any sort of cameras or other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that coworker would be like, you good? Everything okay? And you would, like, again, hypothetically be like, no, I'm fine. And then just go,
Honestly, though,
okay.
If Jenny was in that situation, she would have just not cared and just whipped it out right in front of a client. But it's just so, when I saw it behind Casey's head at the daily, I was just dead.
Eagle-eyed.
That's
Eli,
a
she
problem.
doesn't miss a vape. She doesn't miss a vape, boys and girls. If you think you were I wonder if
miss a
Mixie
vape.
caught
I
it.
think somebody said I missed a vape a little bit ago, but I did not miss this one because
Well,
I
we didn't
dying.
have Vape Watch as an official moment of the show at that time,
fault.
so it wasn't her fault. It's never her
my
fault.
fault.
Don't think it's her fault. How dare you think it's her fault? We're very clear on
I'm
this.
always right.
It's never her fault. She's always right. Don't question her. You will learn to deal with it. Era 3 loss mix.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Vacation Alliance. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh no. But don't worry, Stephen. We get to leave the daily, and
Oh yes.
Josh reassures everyone that he's going to use his friendship with Rachel to save Casey.
Now,
But don't worry about it.
why would you think I'm worried about it?
I don't know.
believe everything Josh says to the camera, even though he clearly recorded these after he didn't do anything to save Casey. Okay? That I want to make that point very clear, everybody. He went into a confessional knowing he didn't do it.
Yep.
I got very close to Trump hands during that round. I'm going to sit on one of them so I don't
Sit
do
on
it.
it.
He got very close. He went in to the confessional and was like, I'm going to double down that I'm going to do that for her.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Josh, I'm going to use my friendship with Rachel to save Casey. Also, Josh, it's not fair for me or anyone to tell you how to play this game.
Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense. So yeah, do what you want to do. I'm going to not even attempt to try to fight for her even a little bit.
But then you are also going to say, Joshua, I'm going to probably call you your legal name to show you how upset we are with you. I mean, Joshua.
His legal name is Wang, but sure.
True. Joshua Wang. That's a hyphen. Joshua Wang.
Uh-huh.
So Joshua Wang had the gall to go, well, if it was anyone else beside Rachel, I would have gone to war to protect Casey. And I'm like, or bananas, or literally anybody else.
Literally anybody else.
Literally anybody else who would have put up just the slightest pushback. You'd have been like, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you how to play your game. My fucking God, Joshua. My fucking God.
I'm just praying that this backfires on him at some point soon.
I thought at the end when Devin said, crush him or do it, he was telling Tori to put Josh up as a target. I thought that was going to happen.
Oh.
And that would have been the fucking message that should have been sent at that point.
It should have.
Hey, you fucked us up. You've sent 2 of our people home. It's now your fucking deal to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
You either prove yourself or you're fucking out and I'll fight by myself.
Yeah.
But like you didn't do fucking anything. You sat there with her.
I mean, this is the second episode in a row, and he's also done it prior as well, where he's just like telling everybody he's going to do something and then just doesn't follow through at all. Again, somehow skates away unscathed. I mean, I'm just really hoping that this doesn't work out for him anymore. It was very interesting to me at one point, Casey was saying, like, do we need to cut Josh from the vacation alliance?
Yes.
And I was like,
yes.
She's like, he's much more of every season he's a liability for something. I'm like, yeah.
Like he is playing Wes's style of game. He promises everyone, he tries to be friends with everyone to better himself. And the problem is what he has done recently is he's overcorrected where he was doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like, hey, Josh, you're doing too much. He's literally done nothing. He's doing too little where you have to do something. Mm-hmm. I think Michelle and Devin said it right later when they go at him and they're basically saying, listen, like you can't, you've cost us by you protecting bananas 1 week, every piece becomes a domino. You put bananas in that week and just said, fuck it. I have more people on this side than bananas. And bananas is really never going to have enough people to support me because everybody wants him out.
Yep.
And like, just like you're sitting there going, okay, realistically, if my team gets to a final, my team is potentially Jordan, Devin and me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're third again.
Yep.
Let's be honest. So, if it was anyone else besides Rachel, I would have gone to war to protect Casey.
He's just so full of shit. He's just
I don't believe you.
Insanely full of shit.
I don't believe you. Before that, Mixie, they were at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a club or a bar again? I don't recall.
It's the same place they always go to.
Okay.
It's like a rooftop situation.
And Babe and Rachel were sitting next to each other, and I was like, "Oh, Babe and Rachel! Look at what a combo right here, Babe and Rachel. What type of amazing discussions are going to come up?"
Lesbian power.
Yeah, and they're talking about stuff, and Babe is like, our alliance and all this type of stuff, and Rachel's like, "You talking about me?
Yeah.
You sure about that? You sure about that?"
You sure about
Rachel's saying, "You never spoke to me about our alliance to Babe." I'm like, Rachel, it's Babe. She doesn't talk about anything. Okay. That's not, I understand you haven't played a season with Babe before, but honestly, a little bit on you.
Yeah, welcome to the babe of it all. Okay, she's not going to talk to you, pretend like she might have in a dream once or something. I don't know. I think that Babe thought that because she has Josh, that she just automatically was like brought up when Josh was talking to Rachel, and like they were a duo basically.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's how the show has ever worked. Like,
no, it's
you can't be
not.
like,
I'm
"Oh,
not
that's
saying
my
she's
friend."
correct.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
my
saying
friend,
that.
and you're besties with that person. So therefore, in this game, they're gonna no.
Also, the vibe of their conversation was just so forced and awful. Like I just felt like if I was there, I would have like physically felt the tension. And it's not even like I dislike you tension. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah. It was just very uncomfy in a way that I was like, I don't like this at all. I want this to move on. And I'm like, Rachel, Babe's not going to talk to you about anything. Babe's not going to talk to you about anything. Don't worry. Unless it's about Babe 2, who doesn't have the grease back bun.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe she'll talk to you about how great Babe is. But that's about all she will talk to you about, okay?
And her grip strength. Those are pretty much it.
I didn't need to hear that out of Babe, by the way. Didn't need that. Didn't need that at all. Okay? Didn't need that. Okay, Mixie, for the first time ever, I think we're going to shame a fit. Now, maybe shame is too tough of a word, but...
When was this?
This was as Rachel was talking to Josh. Rachel is in this fit that you see on YouTube.
Yeah.
This, like, dress thing. And I'm like...
Chamber fit?
Yes. Now, I was unaware at the time that this was going to be a chamber fit. And I go, why the fit? Like, Josh is wearing literally a challenge t-shirt.
Yeah.
They're not going out. This is not her confessional fit because she's not about to go do her confessionals. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why the fit? And then all of a sudden she just pops up in the chamber with a fit. I think Devin is just wearing workout shorts and a shirt.
Yeah.
Tori's just like in a sports bra or whatever. And I'm like, are we doing chamber fits? What's going on? I don't need a chamber fit.
I'm yelling, chamber. You better move. You better dance. Yeah, it's chamber time, baby. Chamber. It's going down in the chamber. Going down. You know what I mean? Chamber me timbers.
If I continued not to talk, you would have just come up with 3 more songs. And I'm
probably. I mean,
I really wanted you to do another song. Let's see. You do one more? What else you got?
I don't think I can. I really hit a couple. I hit good ones because now I'm prepared for my next set of questions about the chamber because I know you love the chamber. And
I love it so much. You know, if you were to put Dua Lipa next to a chamber, it would be a very tough choice for me. Very tough choice. I'd be like, ugh, how many rats for the chamber? I don't know.
Did anything happen? No. Did we get any answers? No. Did they use all of the time in the sand? No. Great. Thanks for coming to the chamber, everybody. That's it.
0 for 3 chamber. Let's go. My goodness.
We love it. What a good use
I'm
of
so
time.
glad the chamber is involved this season.
Ugh.
We're getting so much out of it. You know what happened is the moment that Nehemiah shushed Devin, it was over for the chamber.
It was.
The chamber reached
be
its
topped.
peak. It peaked.
Mhm.
And it was like, theoretically, we should shut down the chamber because it's reached its peak moment. And I guess I should be thankful for the chamber for that moment.
Yeah.
But we are now so far away from that moment, it seems like a distant memory. RIP chamber. 0 for 3.
We love
What
you,
a
chamber.
What a great batting average for the chamber. Okay. Let's come back to something we talked about at the beginning of the show. Did Ryan have a worse week than Josh? Now, Ryan said something. Now, Ryan, I understand as me and Mix are comedians and content creators. We don't do a whole bunch of Q&As on our Instagram stories, unlike you, so maybe that's what you're better at. I'm just going to say jokes aren't for you, my guy. I love you. Eyeshadow's for you. Eyeshadow is for you, not for me.
Let him live.
I know my strengths. But you saying, I'm ready to make the vacation alliance, the vacant alliance, gross.
Absolutely disgusting.
And I will give you the very first opposite quote of the week.
Whatever that is.
Quote of the week is the best quote from the show. So
Yeah,
this is clearly the absolute worst quote from the show. Just don't make the joke. Like, don't. She was like, I'm ready. All right, you guys ready? I got a fucking banger. I'm going to stare right into lunch. You guys rolling? Okay, here we go. I'm ready to make the vacation alliance the vacant alliance.
But I loved how bad it was. It was bad, but it was good because it was bad.
You like that, producers? That was. You guys aren't laughing. You guys didn't laugh. Why didn't you laugh? It's funny. It's not funny? It's funny. You know, because they're the vacation alliance, and I said vacant. So, yeah.
We move on. And now Josh is in the fiery hells of Devon. And Devon is pissed, and I'm just screaming, yes, fuck yes, Devon. Let's go, Devon. Fuck Josh. Josh sucks. Yes, let's go, Devon. I wanted it so badly. Michelle's like, hey, did you talk to Rachel? And Josh is like, yeah, I talked. And
How about you be Michelle and I'll be Josh? Should we try this?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Hold on. I have to
Get your wah.
Wah.
There you go.
All right, ready. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was Josh. Hey, Josh. So I know you said that you volunteered to go talk to Rachel on behalf of Casey. How did that go? Did you talk to her?
Yeah, I talked to her.
Okay, and when you talked to her, did you like push for her to save Casey and that you'd be really upset because Casey's your number one, and you know if you didn't do that, that'd be a really screwed up thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, I like talked to her, but like, you know, like it's like her thing. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's her vote. I can't like. I said what I feel like I could say, but you know, it's like her game or whatever, and like I don't know.
Well, no, that makes complete sense, and I totally understand that. But you volunteered to go fight for Casey, and you keep saying Casey's your number one. So, did you tell her that there would be issues if she didn't do that?
I mean, no, but like wah and like I don't know, like no, I didn't. I mean, no. I mean, to answer your question, no.
And scene. Beautiful.
And scene. Send us all the Emmys.
That whole situation. Again, Josh needs to be held accountable for this shit. Please, somebody fuck his fucking shit up. Please, God.
I don't know what happens at this point, honestly, with this, because Devon's gone. Now he's a puppet
and
for
Casey's
both.
gone too.
Yeah, he's a puppet for Bananas, so he's fully going to go over there. I think Tori's toast at this point.
I think she really has to cling on to Michelle.
Michelle and Olivia. And like, I think it's just the three of them left, honestly, because
if they're smart, they would like bring in Cara. They would bring in even Aviv, like some other people.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I'm I'm glad that we knew that this was going to change at the end of this week, because it's what we were talking about earlier. Like, it's that like mid-season blues, and it's now like, okay, well, we're shuffling the game up a bit so you can get excited because you don't really know what's going to happen now by going to singles, and I am looking forward to that. But yeah, I was just like, fucking roast him, Devin. And then Devin goes after him and being like, yo, like, do it.
Yeah.
To like, you got to fucking do it. You're costing us this stuff. And he was just going in on him. And I don't know. Do you think that landed with him? Because he kind of appeared like, I think the only time something lands with Josh is when he like starts arguing back.
Yeah. I don't think that he got it at all.
Yeah.
That like he fucked up.
I was like, did he get it?
No.
I don't think he got it until he's like, okay, well, you know,
until Babe left.
What am I going to do until Babe left? Yes.
Yep.
Laurel was saying, let him play his game during the middle of that. For some reason, they decided to put her in there.
I didn't really understand. She was like, Devin sounds embarrassing. I didn't really follow that thought process of that. Did that make sense to you at all?
No, of course not. Let him play his game. And I'm like, Laurel, his game is their game, though. Like, also, I know you're used to playing an individual game by yourself because you're a strong ass bitch on the show. Meant that nicely. And you don't have to like necessarily have an alliance because you feel like you can beat everybody. But some of these people have an alliance for a reason. So their game is to get all their people to the final. And so therefore, Bananas is not one of their people. So you should have put him in. You should have made other moves. You should have fought hard and say, hey, listen, Rachel, if you don't do it, you're either with me or you're against me.
Yeah.
And I see this as against me, and we keep winning. And so I know you're going to be a target every week, but we're going to try to make you lose. So you're going in every week, you know?
Yeah.
We're never going to save you at this point if this is what you do.
I'm sure that there was lots of edits and lots of conversations that we didn't see. Again, always have to say that now. But from what we were being fed, I was a little confused, and I just get Josh out. Like, the fact that Tori didn't make Josh a target, I just don't understand. The way that it looked to me was that Devin was trying to say to put Bananas in and get Bananas out. Like, that's who he wanted out.
Yeah.
But it could have also been Josh, and she just didn't do that. I think that she also probably was like, okay, at this point, I now don't have numbers. I think I have to like be okay with the fact that Josh is. Yeah.
I have to keep him because literally nobody else is going to vote with me. However, this new system is going to go. I have to have somebody in a moment of trying to be a good person. I will try to be Josh's defense attorney here for a moment.
Why would you do that?
Well, because I feel like we do this sometimes for other people, and I haven't like done this for him.
It's hard to defend him.
It's very hard to defend him. I want to say I'm charging him lots of money for this defense right now.
You should.
Venmo me, send me a super thanks on YouTube. However you send money to us. My client met with Rachel. And Rachel, within 3 seconds of sitting down, said, I'm not putting Ryan in. Don't even ask. I love this man. Outside of the show, we've been friends for 20 years. Yes, he's tied to Laurel. Yes, I'm friends with you. I've been friends with him longer. I'm not putting you in, Josh. I'm putting your friend in. And I don't really know your friend. I know him way better than you. And so therefore, there's no scenario when this goes. Yes, I get Laurel out. I'm not worried about Laurel. Everybody's going to be coming for Laurel.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Can you not try to do your thing? Like, if you want to, because you feel like you need to say that you did, I'll sit here and listen to it. But I didn't even need the chamber. As soon as I knew I was safe, it was him. Done.
Devil's advocate of that would be, he already knew all of that information before sitting down with Rachel. So why did he offer to try to protect Casey? That's my issue with it, is that he stuck his neck out and said, I'm going to go do this, and then didn't do it. And then was like confused that everybody was mad at him because he didn't actually do what he said he was going to do. And that continues to happen with him.
I think this is a hangover, if you will. Sorry. About last week. Sorry again. Where he was like, you didn't even try, Josh. Corey's like, you didn't even fucking try. You didn't say one fucking word. Mm-hmm. So now he's like, okay, I'll try. It's not going to make a fucking difference. Yeah. But I'll fucking go over there so you guys see that I'm over there. It's not going to do anything. So I understand that point, but don't then go, if it was anybody else, like I would fight, you still put on the fucking act, you know, and be like, hey, listen, I'm really sorry I have to do this, but the cameras are here and I know what they're going to show. Okay, you ready? Here we go. You know, if you're going against me and my number one, grease back bum, babe.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. So don't you wah-wah me, because wah-wah-wah. You think the repercussions are wah-wah? You haven't seen wah-wah yet. And seen again. Again,
absolutely crushing it. Yeah, I mean, we could beat this to a pulp. It doesn't matter. The guy's an idiot. He is bad at this game, and he continuously shows it over and over and over again.
I was a little, when they gave him the nickname The Goof, when Cece called him The Goof, I was like, okay, yeah, he's a little goofy. The longer this man's on this show, the foreshadowing was incredible. Incredible foreshadowing. The Goof is alive and well.
He doesn't miss.
The Goof doesn't miss. And I do know Mom LaFrank's like, I hate Josh on the show. I don't want to see Josh on the show. Listen, I know what I'm getting with him, though.
I will say, I'll be nice to Josh for a moment. I would rather Josh be on the show than Greaseback Bum Babe, because at least
1,000%.
he gives me something. Is it terrible gameplay? Every time. But at least it's something.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I want out of these people. I want this type of stuff. I need this type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And even on a season where maybe you're not going in every week, maybe you're not doing the most, maybe you're doing the least, you doing the least is still doing the most, and it's entertaining, you know? Some people have a down season. Like Olivia's not doing much right now. She's just hanging out, being hot, being with Theo. Great for her. But it's like she's not involved. Yep. Like I saw her once this week, I think. You know, she didn't even do puzzles. Like she's just hanging out, being hot. What a great life.
And we love that.
We do love that. Again, you guys don't know how easy you have it. You're just like, oh, I got this. And it's like, but you're hot. Like it's great life, you know? Imagine doing the same thing and being ugly. I mean, awful.
People would be very upset with her, but they're not.
They'd be like, this ugly ass bitch is just sitting around doing nothing. But because she's hot, we're doing it. We're like, great for her. We love that for her.
We absolutely love that for her.
It just makes a complete change. It completely changes the thought process.
Let's go to the elimination. The terribly named elimination, Cable Connection Showdown.
Yeah.
Horrible. So we are just plugging things in. Again, I just want to state for the record, you had the opportunity to just do old eliminations that you're known for because it's the 40, whatever. Let's plug in some fucking chords. Okay, sounds good. Devin got his ass kicked.
That's putting it nicely.
I think
Devin would have done better if he didn't even show up for the elimination.
I just feel like he checked out a while ago, and he even said it, I want to say an episode or two ago. He was just like, I'm all in on Michelle. Whatever.
He saw this elimination. He's like, this is a crapshoot. There's no skill involved in this. It is just an absolute crapshoot. And listen, I know that this has happened since the beginning of the time on the challenge, that some of these eliminations are crapshoots. There should be some skill involved. What's the skill?
Yeah, something would have been
skill?
Nice. The skill was being able to look at a plug and see where to plug it into. That was the skill.
Is unraveling a cord a skill for the challenge after we have these? This is my argument.
Go ahead.
This is the thing I get upset about. Mm-hmm. If we're going to have these incredible, physical, amazing dailies that are always basically physical in some way. They were hanging over a fucking thing in a shipping container, holding onto fucking things. And I get to the elimination, and is you undoing cords, like you going into your Christmas light box and having to undo that, and that is my elimination. We're missing the mark.
Yeah,
This is all stars eliminations. This is not flagship
outro.
eliminations.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a difference. And this is where the show continues to fuck up. And it's been a great season, but we've had too many of these on season 40.
I agree. Again, with the possibility of being able to like go back, and do you know how excited the fans would be to go back and see another backpack or something? Like
something.
Anything.
And they don't
just
all have to be like headbangers where somebody's going to get injured or something like that.
I mean, there was that one from forever ago that they used a bunch where it was like, how many coconuts can you lift? And they would like go back and forth. Like that's.
Yeah. Or the ones that we remember, like when you're upside down and you got to like do the arms and the legs thing where Anessa got stuck and just hung there like a dead animal in a tree, that type of shit, right? And you can flash back and show those moments and saw who won or lost in those. And it's another key to be like 40 seasons of the challenge. Don't you love it?
Yep.
But we're just making up new ones. Like save this for a new season where I don't need it. Because
you're right. It's giving Challenge USA. It's giving All Stars. Which sometimes those things are necessary to have a little bit of a break and more of like an even playing field or whatever. But we're in season 40. I was upset by this. It was hard to watch Devin do such a bad job. Even TJ at the end was like, everybody did great except Devin.
Awful. Terrible. He seemed okay with it. Because honestly, if we're speaking frankly, he did win this season. Like, I'm so invested in watching these two, like on Instagram stories.
Same.
It's just like two of your friends have got together that you're like, please get married now. Like, it's just there's so much that you're rooting for these two people, who have had difficult times and may not have had great relationships, and you're just like, you want them to be good because it gives you faith. It gives you hope.
Absolutely.
And so he's one. They are a great fit together. I'm praying nothing happens. I will be a broken shell of a human being if something happens. But
it would be a direct hit.
It would be a direct shot at the number one.
It would be a direct hit.
This. I sat there though. If we're going to speak about the elimination specifically, I don't understand how they knew how this was supposed to work. Like,
I didn't really follow
anything
it either.
On the cord that shows what one this lights up?
No.
Are they supposed to guess? Were they all the same? It looked like they were all different plugs.
They were.
So if you got them untangled enough, you just had to make sure they were shoved in. Which seemed to be the only way you would hit the button and they wouldn't light up, is they weren't plugged in all the way. Which again, I don't know how that's an elimination in the challenge. Just make sure your plugs are plugged in.
I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I didn't fully follow what was happening, but I didn't really care because it was such like a crapshoot of an elimination. I mean, anyways, I was just like, what the fuck ever,
Yeah. And
we got babe content. So
we got babe content. Yeah. Kyland beasted it. I sat there and went, am I starting to think Kyland is really good at the challenge?
I know. Like I've been having the same epiphany. It's hard.
Really hard.
It is really a difficult situation.
He's beaten what? Brad and Jarrell twice. Now Devin. And some of them are a little bit more crapshooty than others, but still, they're eliminations.
They are.
Like,
he's been doing pretty good at the dailies too. I mean, we can't argue.
I'm not there yet.
I get it.
I'm close.
I think I said this last week. I was like, I think I might be liking Kyland. I don't know what I'm doing. What's wrong?
But according to Red, he might be the villain.
He might be. There has been some murmurs that he would just do a lot of stuff for the cameras, and I could totally see that being the case. But as Wes and Bananas said on their podcast, some people get it and they understand what needs to be done to be on the show, and he's doing the same thing. He's just probably more annoying about it.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't make out with the hot girl for a reason and, say something and just say, oh, it's because this. And then you make out with everybody else and get grinded on.
Duh.
In a club and being like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I think the big reason Devin lost is because Katya was not there to help Devin.
I know.
Katya, who apparently
shouts out.
It's Devin's maid. He didn't say it that way.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it sounds like.
It's his cleaning lady for sure.
It's cleaning lady, Katya.
Yeah.
I need to meet Katya.
I think that we need to, if we get to talk to Devin, I think we got to ask for Katya pop in. Maybe she's there.
Let's hope Katya is there.
I would really love to meet her.
What would we want to know about from Katya?
What is the most annoying thing that you have to clean in Devin's apartment?
Oh, God.
It's probably like his ashtray.
God, I want to write that down because that's such a good question I'm going to forget about.
Write that down as we talk.
Yeah, as we talk about Babe.
Babe. When you saw Babe and Babe on your screen again, did you know Babe was leaving?
How dare you? How dare you bring that back up to my head? Because I had forgotten about that. I got spoon-fed.
Yeah.
I felt like I was being sat there like the person in Clockwork Orange where they put the things in your eyes, and I had to sit there and watch Babe. I was like, I don't want to watch more Babe and Babe. I've seen Babe and Babe for 5 years. I've got enough of Babe and Babe.
Babe is not on this season. Can we stop with Babe? Thank you so much. So I'd like to take this time to say goodbye to Babe. We will miss Babe. We actually won't miss Babe. She brought absolutely nothing to the table at any time. So good riddance. But Josh was upset.
I think there's going to be a debate about who won. Because did you see that like weird editing at the end? I don't want to be this person. But
I did.
Something was off.
I did because Casey like pointed at Tori's board. I feel like one of hers wasn't lit.
I feel like maybe she hit the button, it lit up, and then the cord got loose and it fell out. And they're like, and they went back and watched, and it's like, well, it did come on, and then the cord fell out, so she did win. There's something happened like that.
But
and
like,
because it's Babe, she's not going to go on Twitter and be like, you guys will never believe this.
Well, I do also think that there was something weird because the same thing is kind of how I thought something was weird with the Derek Horacio elimination was Tori wasn't like sprinting to the button.
Correct.
She was casually running to the button.
Yeah.
And Casey was sprinting to the button.
Which made me think Tori was already much closer, right?
Yes. So who knows when that clip was from? I mean,
right.
I agree with you. There's probably going to be some conspiracies about this. However, I don't think people care as much about Casey. So I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as it was with like Horacio.
And again, she's not going to say anything.
No, she's not.
Because it's Tori. So she's going to be like...
It's Tori and it's Casey. They're not going to say anything.
I mean, Tori would say something, Casey wouldn't, but, you know. They tried to make it look real close, but yeah, I could see by the way Tori was running, she felt like she was way ahead, and that's what it is. So
I mean, I got distracted by the crying Josh montage with the music and.
Thank you, editors. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know what? Here's an air horn for you. There's an air horn for you there, editors. Congratulations. Such a good job. You guys just continue to, tell everyone that you're on the number one side, and we appreciate that about you. We love that about you. We support that about you.
And we see you. We see you. We see you, girl. Yes.
This is a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hi, girly. Girly pop.
Whoa. Okay. Didn't know that was a thing.
I'm in there.
Oh, watch out. Watch out, people at home. She's coming into your living room. Be careful.
Amazing, though. Incredible. I bet they have so much footage of him crying about this situation.
That crying montage was so good, Mixie. Like,
so good.
The fact that they, slow dissolve from one clip to another and the music on it, just...
One of the many times that keep happening to me when I watch the challenge where I'm like, Red is going to love this.
Again, number one doing number one things. I remember you last week, Mixie, being like, oh, we didn't go to the club to see Olivia in a red dress, where I'm sure Josh was crying. And you're like, there's a crying quota that they've already maxed out on because they were already midway through the edit for this where they've already built the montage. And they're like, we can't do 2 episodes back to back of him sobbing.
Yep. I see it. We know it.
Number one things. TJ says the game has changed. You're all playing as individuals now. Big twist that literally everybody saw coming, including the foreshadowing already that was set up by somebody early in the episode.
Yep.
we kind of briefly discussed what we think is going to happen here now. It's going to seem like it's got to be like 2 versus 1, right? Or not 2 versus 1, but in terms of like 2 teams versus each other now. Mm-hmm. It's going to be individual, but it's really not going to be individual still.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this plays out. I'm actually excited to see it because I think that a lot of these alliances and stuff are going to start blowing up. I feel like the next episode is going to be kind of like a fucking crazy ass episode with a lot of people,
Agreed.
Going back and forth. And
the fact that you can pick your targets from literally any like combination of people is huge.
That was the other thing to me is like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, TJ made it very clear that you could pick any target, but it couldn't be the target that was the target last week. Rachel. So why wasn't Rachel like not able? Why wasn't she an option?
Ooh.
Or why was she an option? Because she was already a target. That was confusing to me that now you could pick the same target every single week.
That's a good point. I wonder if that's going to roll over.
But she got picked.
Well, because technically it's a new system, right? Like we're now saying
I guess we could say that.
Because you could all pick from the same team theoretically.
But again, he could have been like, you can pick any target from anyone. It just can't be someone that was a target last week.
I would love the fact if you can keep picking the same people targets. That would be a great additional twist because now you don't get a week off. Like you have to perform every week.
Well, that's the other thing too. If you're an individual that is not a target, what is the point of you doing anything on
There's none because if everybody is voting or just the top male and female who win get to vote, then there is no reason for you to compete because now you're going to be basically throwing yourselves to the wolves to go in. So correct me if I'm wrong. You think, I believe the 3 targets are the only people that are going to be up for elimination.
Correct.
2 of those 3 are going to go in. And it seems like everybody else is going to vote, but there's no reason to do the daily. So again, it makes me think the daily is just going to have whoever wins gets to pick the 2 people they want in. There's lots of options.
My thought process was it's going to be 1 male and 1 female that loses out of the targets, like out of the however they rank, whatever daily they do, whoever ranked the lowest out of the targets is automatically in.
And then it comes down to a 50-50 shot of the other people voted on by everybody else?
Yes, and if a target is the one that... I don't think it's going to be everybody else. I think it's going to be the top male and top female. And if the top male or female is a target, obviously they're safe. If it's not, it's a rando, then they can pick between the 2 targets.
Yeah, but it goes back to that other thing. If I'm not a target, there's really no reason for me to win.
Yeah.
Because I could come in last and it's not going to affect me in the slightest, unless that is the twist. These 3 are going to be the people that you vote. And the reason to be safe as a target is you win and you have no shot. But those 3 are the other options of people you can pick. And then there's somebody who can come in last who's not currently a target.
Yep.
So let's say Theo is the worst. He would go in and then everybody else would pick, or the winner would pick from those 3 people that are left. Mm-hmm. That, I think, would be the way of doing it. Because now you actually have to compete not to lose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Just steal that idea. You steal them all. So
I'm excited to see the next episode. I feel like we're now going to get really into the fighting.
Yes.
And such. And I love
do need
that.
to pick our numbers for next week, by the way, Mix. I almost forgot about that.
We do. I will take season 12.
Mixie says 12.
Was that the season that they did this episode?
No, this episode, what's my number?
It was like 5 or something.
I don't think I wrote it down because I knew we were going to be recording early, so I didn't see what it was. But I think as of recording, we didn't have a winner yet.
It was the first Battle of the X's, I think. It was like 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe.
I don't
quote me.
We won't quote you.
Thank you.
See, my first thought before you even said 12 was 13.
Oh, you got to keep the pattern going then.
So I'm going to go 13 then.
If that's how you're feeling, then we got to ride
I don't
with
even
it.
know what season 13 is. Let's see if we can figure it out real quick. Seasons of the challenge. We're going to go through here. So you had 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
let's see, Mixie, season 12 was, I'm sure there's somebody screaming right now, fresh meat, fresh meat. It was fresh meat. Ooh. And 13 was The Duel.
Oh.
Okay. The Duel.
The
Which-
Duel.
The Duel was all individuals, so maybe
Maybe.
we have a winner. Probably not, because we can't win at anything, ever.
Not us. Couldn't be us.
Couldn't be us. You're looking for winners over here? Not us.
No, sir. We do have some new hotties. I will read out the hotties next week because
Yes.
I don't want this podcast to be too long, and I have to tell you guys what happened to me
yes.
this week.
I
have
almost
to.
forgot about this. Okay,
Oh, I
know
can't.
nothing about this other than the location of where this was at, and it's already giving me heart palpitations
Okay.
because I was not there. And if something really amazing happened and I didn't get to... Okay, go ahead. I'm just going to close my... Actually, I'm going to... No, I was going to say I'm going to take Mixie full screen, but you probably need to see my face as this goes down. Okay, begin.
Just do it like The Bachelor, where I'm full screen and you're like a tiny little
The
corner.
whole picture. Okay,
know?
here, I'm gonna move myself to the bottom. Ready? 3, 2,
Okay.
1, go.
Okay. Hi. Ready? Okay. I got a text from my best friend, my bestest friend. Love you, Ann. Shout out. Her dad and older sister were in town and they wanted to grab dinner. And
Okay.
they were downtown LA. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll go head over, and
This
We'll
is
have
Thursday
dinner.
night?
this is Thursday night.
Okay.
I go down, we grab a drink at the bar, we go sit down for dinner. And we're staying down. He was staying downtown at the Marriott that's right across
JW
from
Marriott. Yes.
LA
from
Live.
Staples. Yeah.
Yes. We're at dinner, and he says to Liz and I, he goes, do you guys want to go to a concert after this? And we were like, yeah, sure. He goes, Alice Cooper is playing at LA Live. And we were like, oh, Alice
no.
Cooper.
Oh no.
That's so fun.
Oh,
We should
no.
do that.
Oh no, I already know where this is going. Oh no. I'm now the person on The Bachelor in the bottom freaking out.
So we're sitting there. He
This is
purchases.
me knowing what's happening right now is fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
So good.
Also, it was so bad. Anyways, because I can't have anything that's just good. It also has
Remember,
to be a fucking
everybody,
shitstorm.
the concert she was going to was who?
Alice Cooper, which I believe
Alice
is
Cooper.
the Kiss guitarist.
Continue.
Is that correct or is that incorrect?
Continue.
What band is he in?
He was just in Alice Cooper. I think that
It
was
was just his band.
it was just him.
I don't know why I thought he was in a band. Okay, anyways, but I knew who he was, and I knew he was like a rock guy. I knew who he was.
Yes. Yeah. So you're like, yeah, sure, I'll go to Alice Cooper's concert.
Yeah, that sounds like a super fun time. Like, sure, love a little spontaneous concert go.
Yeah.
And it's right next door. So he purchases the tickets. We finish dinner.
Wait, he didn't have the tickets?
No, he said that like, oh, I saw Alice Cooper's playing. We should go. And we were like, yeah, that's fun. Like, fuck it. That'd be fun to do. So he purchases the tickets at dinner.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
We leave dinner. We walk out. We start walking towards LA Live. And as concert venues have, they have, huge signage of who is playing at the venue. I see Unwell. I see Call Her Daddy. I see Alex Cooper. Alex Cooper. Not Alice Cooper, Alex Cooper.
Very big difference.
Massive, huge difference.
Daddy gang, school's out for summer.
Exactly. I don't think there's much overlap. Also,
No.
It's a bunch of girls that are like 16, and when they turn sideways, you can't even see them. Like,
Right.
and we're walking, and
Just
Liz and
trying
I
to learn some gluck action at 16. Yeah.
Liz and I look at each other, and I go, "Hey, Tony, I don't think that this is Alice Cooper. I think it's Alex Cooper." And he goes, "No, it said Alice Cooper when I bought it." And I go,
No.
I don't think that that's correct. And my friend's sister is like, oh, this girl does a sex podcast. Probably not what we should go, watch and be a part of.
Yeah,
This
Dad.
man refused to take an L. He was like, no, it's Alice Cooper. I bought the tickets. It's Alice Cooper. Okay.
Did you ask him to pull up the tickets on the phone at any
No,
point?
because I can see with my eyeballs that it's fucking Call Her Daddy.
You know what would have been hilarious is for those of you who are not familiar with LA Live in Los Angeles, Staples, aka Crypto.com, which is where the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings play, is, let's say, here. There is a little street right here that people walk across that they close down when there's hockey games and stuff. And across the street, there's what's now the Peacock Theater, which is right there across the street. And theoretically, there's also a third venue, just a path. There's like a couple restaurants, the Novo, in between there's the ESPN offices.
Yes.
So there's like 3 venues right there. There is a scenario where I thought maybe in a perfect storm, Alice Cooper was at Staples.
Yeah.
And Alex Cooper was at the Peacock Theater.
That would have been even funnier.
Hilarious.
But so we walk in, we scan the tickets, we walk in, and I'm just like, Tony, this is a sex podcast.
Yeah.
He refused to accept that was the case.
Right.
We sat down. Obviously, Alex Cooper, the blonde girl, is plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
We are surrounded by like 18-year-old girls.
Yes. Yeah.
And the lights go down and strippers come out. And I am sitting next to my best friend's father that I have known since 4th grade.
Yeah.
So, yeah, watch the Call Her Daddy podcast with my best friend's dad.
There was a lot of people there. It looked like Camille Cabello came out.
She did. Some other female comedian I didn't know of came out. So, I don't want to... No, I think this was the last stop on the tour, so I can kind of talk about it. I didn't love it. I like Alex Cooper's podcast. I listen to it depending on what celebrity she has on or whatever if I'm interested. I don't think she's bad.
But you're not like you're not a full like Daddy Gang member.
No, I'm not. Also, I think some of her advice is bad. So, which we'll get there.
Clip it. We need views. Clip it.
So
Clip it, somebody.
I'm going to say shit. So she like starts this off with like this like theatrical explanation of like how she got into the podcast and stuff. She's talking about like fucking baseball players and like all of this shit in detail, basically explaining that she like didn't do anything. She kind of fucked her way through New York and then got this podcast.
I fucked Noah Syndergaard. I fucked guys on the Red Sox. They bought me shit. I created a podcast in my house.
Yeah, again, none of it was like self-reflective of being like, I was able to do this because I'm super fucking hot.
Yeah,
None of that ever happened.
Well, we all know that they don't. They thought they manifested this stuff. Remember, hot girls think they just manifest their stuff. I'm like, you're hot.
You're right. I just don't understand it. So then she finishes this sketch situation. Camila Cabello comes out. She's great. That was actually my favorite part, was like the 10 minutes that Camila Cabello was out. Then this comedian comes out and they start going into graphic detail about how to make a guy come in 4 minutes.
Oh, God.
Which, bad numbers. But anyways, I don't know why you would brag about that. Anyways.
I mean, you're getting the job done in an efficient time. I mean, that is the goal.
It could be more efficient, is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You're saying that's too long. They don't know what they're talking about.
I'm saying if you're going to brag about it, it needs to be like 2. 4 minutes should be average. Anyways, I'm exposing myself. But anyways, she starts going into detail about like what to do to the taint and
Jesus Christ.
Fake giving a blowjob to a microphone. And
all the classics of a Call Her Daddy meetup.
I'm sitting next to my best friend's dad. And finally, because I've just been staring straight this whole time, like you catch me dead turning to look at what is going on with him. He leans over to me and he says, "Oh, you have work tomorrow. We should go." And I was like, "Yes, I do. I do have work tomorrow. We should go right now. I'm tired." Yeah. And we left halfway through the show.
Halfway through?
After the second comedian, when they were like starting into their next like set of, I think, like sketches or whatever the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
He had hit his peak. I had hit my peak before we even walked in.
Logistically, where was she sitting versus where you were sitting?
Who?
Yeah, your friend.
my friend's sister was to my left and my friend's dad was to my right because we didn't even have a conversation, me and my friend's sister. I was just like, I got you. It's gonna suck for both of us. Let me be directly next to him.
Yeah. I can't be there. I can't put you there. Let me be your buffer. Let me be your gutter, like the bumpers in the gutter. Yeah.
Couldn't be a funnier situation, though. This man was like dying on this hill that it was Alice Cooper and not Alex Cooper. I can't even begin.
He just had to take the L earlier.
We never discussed it. We didn't say a thing about it. I have no idea what his brain is thinking of all of this. I got home and I couldn't fall asleep. I was reeling. Like, what are the fucking odds of that happening?
Not good. Not good at all. As soon as you showed me a photo at work.
I did.
And I was like, she went to the fucking Unwell tour? Where did this come from? I was like, I kind of wanted to go. This would have been a fun thing to go with Mix to see what the thing was. And you're like, I have a story. I was like, okay, we'll see what the story is. There's no scenario where I could have guessed.
I know that.
Hey,
like, did she bring you on stage? I was like, actually, I wish that would have been.
That's what I was like. Did you bring her on stage? Did you talk to her? You know, maybe I applied for a job. Did you put in a good word for me if she got backstage? This is what my brain does, everybody. This is what I'm trying to work on, is not have my brain go through 27,000 scenarios to try to figure out what was going on. I would have never guessed your friend's dad was in town and you're at dinner and he's like, hey, I saw Alice Cooper was playing. Do you want to go? And then you're like, sure, it is a work night, but whatever. I'll go to a rock show. And it was Alex Cooper. And he wouldn't admit defeat when he saw her giant face on a billboard and be like, yeah, I can see. Let me check the tickets real quick. It does say Alex.
I didn't want to push. Too much, but I kept just saying, this is a touring sex podcast. And he was like, no, it's not. I was like, okay, it's not. Let's see how this goes, everybody. Woo!
Hold on. For those of you who don't know Mix, I'm about to read, she just went, okay. She just did okay. I'm going to reenact how that okay really came out because I've heard that okay before. All right, ready?
Okay.
How close was that?
How close was that? Right. I mean, sometimes it's just not worth the argument, but I have to make it clear that, like, you're wrong and I know it.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the scenario where I'm you, Mr. My friend's dad. I'm pretty sure this is not Alice Cooper. It's Alex Cooper. It's Alex Cooper. It's a touring sex podcast. I don't think this is it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's like, yeah, but we're gonna. It's like, okay. Yeah, there it is. There it is, everybody. There it is.
Had to share. I thought it was the funniest situation. Like,
and you left halfway through. That's even hilarious.
Thank God. I don't even know what else was gonna happen. I mean, at one point she was like in a slip dress, so short, like acting out, like riding a dick. My best friend's dad, right next to me.
This is what the 16-year-olds came for, though.
I also couldn't believe the age. There was just so many things that were happening.
I went to a concert last night, not to try to outdo you, because that's not even remotely possible. I went to a concert last night by myself, down at the Fonda Theater. This is where to go, gentlemen, to find women. Like folky bands. The ladies were out.
Playing?
That's a band called Wild Rivers that I really enjoyed. And I was just like, look at all these beautiful women who are at this show. And I was like, the ratio was astronomical. And the only reason I bring that up is because I imagine there was probably 30 guys at the Unwell tour.
There was a couple in front of us that I also, the whole time I was just like, this is like, at one point she was like, make some noise if you faked your last orgasm. And the girl was like, woo! And her boyfriend is right next to her. Again, I'm next to my best friend's dad. So much. Like, truly, I really, the whole time I was there, I was just trying to, like, compartmentalize it into a part of my brain that I would just never go back to again.
And then until you talk about it on a podcast.
And every time I talk about it, like, I remember a new thing, and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah.
Hello, Mixie's friend who she had sent this to. Hello. How are you? Nice to meet you through here. My name's Stephen. Nice to meet you. Listen, I love the resiliency of your father, not taking an L. Sometimes you just have to be an alpha that way.
He's an icon. We love him. We absolutely love him. And
we should have him on. We should have him on to interview him about the experience. No. Yeah. How awkward was it, sir? On a scale from 1 to 7,000.
He was asking me. He was like, I heard you have a podcast. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, what's it called? I'll listen to it. I go, nope.
No, that's it's not. You have to pay thousands of dollars to hear it.
But at this point, this podcast is nothing compared to what I had to go through with him. So honestly, he could probably listen to it at this point.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. What a way to wrap up this week, boys and girls. I also want to do one more thing here. I saw a few messages come through the hotties this week saying that a lot of you listen to other podcasts and that you continually come back to the number one and we're the best. We know that. But it feels good when you do that. Okay?
It does.
Like, we know we're great, but knowing that you know we're great is great too.
It helps with all of the shit that we're doing on the back end to keep doing this.
It helps with all the work. It helps with the time where we're not recording. I think I can speak for Mix that this is like the best couple hours of the week right here is when we do this. We do this for you guys. We do it for ourselves because it's great and we enjoy it and brings us happiness. But don't stop sending those messages if you feel that way. So it's kind of what I was going for. Each time I read them, I smile. So if you want to send them like all the time, that's great. If you're not good with communicating your feelings to strangers about how much you love their podcast, you can do something else, which is if you watch this on YouTube, also play the audio version in your bedroom at night. Like put it on when you go to sleep and turn the volume down. Mm-hmm. Or if you like listening to the audio version, go to YouTube, close your browser at work, and just have it play in the background. Yeah. Because what we've done now is we've split you guys into YouTube and to our podcast, the audio version. Mm-hmm. And not great for our numbers. Let's just say it that way. And we need to we're trying to 2-3x numbers here by the end of the year. So
try to juice us. Help us out.
Juice us.
Tell your friends.
Yes. Just send it to them and say, hey, can you do me a favor and do this? What I used to say early on in this podcast, grab your boyfriend, girlfriend, strangers, coworkers' phone.
Don't grab a stranger's phone.
You can grab a stranger's phone. It's fine.
They might not be okay with that.
They are fine with it. Just if you're hot, you can do what you want. It's manifesting. Be like, hey, can I use your phone real quick? And this guy's going to be like, oh my God, she's going to put my number in it. And no, you're just going to subscribe him to the number one. Okay. So just play it in the background. Do whatever you need to do.
Send yourself some money off their Venmo too.
Yeah. Do that too. We did not. We don't want to be an accessory to crime, so don't do that.
Allegedly. Is that how that works? This is not financial advice.
Not financial advice, and please don't do that. The Right Reality is not responsible for any legal things that happen to you. We will not send you a lawyer. You've been lawyered by the number one. So just do that. Play them on both would really help us so we can be like, hey, look, our numbers are doubled. Yeah? Great. So I'm saying this without saying the bigger thing, which is we need you to do stuff for us to level up. Okay?
We'd love that help from you guys.
We're close to leveling up, but we need that. So
in return, we'll give you an interview with one or two. We're not sure who.
I think it's just Dev because I think Babe is still international right now.
Well, also, I don't think that Babe would even speak. So let's talk to Devin.
Hey, my guy. All right, everybody. Joining us now for the third time on the Right Reality podcast is our man, one half of the duo known as Dave and Dave. Devin is joining us on the number one. Devin, how's it going, brother?
Oh, what's up? Now, just to get back to the Dave question, it's actually listed in Roman numerals. We're not entirely sure what they are yet, but there is Roman numerals after the Daves. So yes and no.
Love that.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be back. Third time's the charm. I got a mic stand and a fireplace. I'm coming up in the world, and I'm ready to rip.
This is what you get for those dubs, man. You're looking like you're living large, and that's all that matters.
I actually bought this mic stand for myself after my big fat cord untangling L to make myself feel better, cushion the blow a little bit there.
He's got the cash to spend, boys and girls, so that's what he's doing. He's getting a mic stand. He's upgraded in life. Let's sadly talk about this week's episode that we saw. Unfortunately, you did take a L because I guess part of the challenge now is untangling cords is an elimination. That's neither here nor there. We will move on from that. But there was a moment where they are picking the new targets, and you say to the other half of the Dave and Dave combo, I think you said, do it. And I was wondering if that meant...
Oh, I said, light him the fuck up.
Okay. Yes. Light him the fuck up. Now,
for the accurate quote.
We appreciate that. No misinformation here on the number one.
Yeah.
Now, was this in regards to bananas, or what we thought was maybe, hey, Josh fucked up. Josh has created this. Light him the fuck up at this point.
So I already tried to get Tori to say Josh's name earlier. We had a whole round table discussion about who we were going to pick. And we had decided as a group that we were all going to pick the same people, no matter who wins. Right. So we knew Kyland was in, Casey was in, Tori was in. And I tried desperately. I said, he needs to learn his lesson. Mm-hmm. It's going to sting from one of you. It's going to sting from one of you. And they both said, we can't do it. So Josh was off the table. It was in reference to bananas. And this is not because I dislike Josh. I love Josh. But sometimes you have to learn hard lessons. And making somebody a target is a nice little, you're not sending them into elimination. It's like a warning shot across the bow. You don't want to work with us and you're working against us. But the Vacation Alliance loyalty is at an all-time low. So I don't know what to do.
Well, it seems like they were still loyal to Josh for unknown reasons. If they didn't want to throw him in, I really wish that they had. I was really rooting for that, but we can't get all the wins that we want. I did want to ask you, as a pro and obviously a past winner, and this has absolutely nothing to do with any information that's come out recently. It's just top of mind. How do you feel about half-season deals? Are you pro or against them?
Half-season deals.
You know, like if you were to make a deal with somebody that only lasts until halfway and then the deal was off.
Well, I've got a feeling that I know what you guys are talking about, and I have no idea what you're
referring to. So information to us.
I can assure you that there was no half-season deal. What there was an attempt. No, let's just talk about it so people aren't confused.
Love it.
Johnny told me that after 3 weeks, he needed to go home because he had other shows to do, and he's so important, and he's got all this stuff to do, and he can't be here anymore. I said, Johnny, this is at the toga party. I said, Johnny, this is the oldest trick in the book. Zach Nichols did this in Vendettas. Zach Nichols has had a wedding to go to that he's the best man in halfway through every season he's ever done. Okay? That's what he does to throw people off the scent, to get to the halfway point of the game, where he then miraculously changes his mind. And I'm a big Zach Nichols fan. Shout out to the pod. But it's the oldest trick in the book. Johnny tried to do this to me 2 times. Once before the show started, the second time at the toga party. And I said directly to his face, I don't believe you. So if you're still here after 3 weeks, then I'm going to take this as a lie. And then after 6 weeks, which happens to be the halfway point of the game, I will help you leave, because that will mean that you lied to me, and I don't like getting lied to. So tell me the truth now that you tried to lie and I didn't buy it, and pat me on the back for not being a moron, or start packing your bags halfway through. That's what actually happened. That's what actually happened.
The other option was that he could go on his podcast and accuse you of making a half-season deal. It seems like he took option 3.
Right. So that is now the hill that Johnny has to die on. Yep. But there's multiple people that heard the same thing, including the other Dave, because she was there with me after we went to his Rumble gym, where he said blatantly at dinner, I think me and CT are going to have a competition to see who can leave first. That is a direct quote at dinner. And me and Dave talked about it in the car on the way home. And we both said, he doesn't think we're going to fucking fall for this, does he? So he was planting seeds to throw us off his trail for a while. And I didn't buy it because I've seen it happen 1,000 times. Booby, I don't know if you guys remember Booby Gibson from Champs vs. Pros 3, did the same thing. And we all congratulated him for it. He was like, oh, guys, I got to leave in 2 weeks. Went all the way to the final. No one even bothered him because they're like, oh, Booby's got to leave. It's the oldest trick in the book. He thought it was going to work on me. It didn't. And so he had to create some convoluted situation to try to pin the people that I was working with against me. It's honestly, it's pretty pathetic.
It kind of tracks, though, to be honest with you. This is the thing that's made the most sense about this, because I was like, I can't imagine Devin would do a half-season deal.
No, I do like 1 or 2 challenge deals, or I'm playing with you the entire time. I'm not throwing out some ambiguous number. We don't even know how long the season is. I'm just like some imaginary halfway point. I'm sorry, I'm screaming. The audio's gonna be terrible on this.
It's okay. We can scream.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I didn't fall for the trick. He knew I didn't fall for the trick, and he knew his time was running out because it had been 4 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. So right at that 4-week mark, he knew the shot was going to come in 2 weeks, so he took the first shot.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not leaving. I'm like, Johnny, you're on the treadmill every morning. You're not leaving. You're not losing on purpose.
Tell me the name of the show that you're allegedly going on. Yeah.
Like, how dumb do you think I am, bro? It's the 40th season. CT and Jordan are here. Those are the two that are barking up your tail trying to be the GOAT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think you're going to let one of them win and replace you? No. I'm not buying it. Absolutely not. So it was just I shouldn't have said anything to him. This is how transparent I am. I should have taken that information. I should have shut the fuck up, brought it back to Tori and the rest of the Vacation Alliance and said, listen, this is what he's trying to do already. Instead of that, I'm so transparent. I play such a non-shady game that directly to his face, I said, I don't believe you, and I'll double the time. You say 3 weeks. If you're here after 6, I'll help you go home. That's what happened.
I like the transparency. I'm a big fan of it.
It sounds a lot more plausible of a scenario instead of just a random comment we throw out and pretend that everybody will buy it because, we're not pros like you, but we get it. I want to talk to you about this epic birthday party that transpired. Was this a surprise party? Did you know something was happening? Can you walk us through the origin story of this party?
All right. So we wake up in the morning, and on our off days, we usually get to go and do something fun. And they took us to this massage place that was now, I don't want to insult the culture, but I wasn't used to it. It was an attempted homicide. So everybody was injured after we left.
Yes.
After we left, I think at one point I was, felt like I was getting resurrected. So
beautiful.
No one was feeling great post massage, and so I was like, okay, well, maybe we were gonna have a party, but now several people have slipped discs, so we'll probably just go to bed.
Yeah.
So I went out to the pool.
Get the physio in. We're all hurting a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. We're all looking like Air One right now. So I went into the pool, and then when I came back, everything was set up. So
nice.
Absolute surprise. And honestly, it was so long, they had to cut a lot of it out. Kara's roast was outstanding. The girls' dances, I believe, I don't know what Ryan's stage name is, but I know Derek's.
Oh, we have it.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
We know the names. Yeah. Tarjay and Cherry.
Casey. Oh, Tarjay and Cherry. I thought that Derek was Casey Diaz.
Maybe
but that must be a different alter ego.
It got edited. Yeah.
Couldn't clear the name, unfortunately. Yes.
Outstanding dancers. ass for days. Ass for days.
You're telling me.
Mixie loves an
Ass of the week winner.
Ass of the weeks, yeah.
I mean, those two ladies are dragging wagons, all right? Absolute dump trucks coming at me down a long table. And I think you see me freeze up a little bit. I'm like, I'm not sure what's about to happen. But what a party. Absolute thriller. Best challenge birthday party of all time. Give me the gold medal. Shout out to Tori for setting up the whole thing. I mean, everybody participated in that party. It was so much fun. I got to give a heartfelt thank you to the entire cast.
They went for
personal,
it. They really went for it.
Game issues aside,
Yeah,
really made me feel super special, and I'm very grateful for that.
It came across like everybody was having a great time. I do have a question about Dave's Devon fit. If you could you please rate it on a scale of accurate to Bob Ross?
Well, so where's the scale start? 1 to 10?
It starts with accurate and it ends with Bob Ross. Because
Like-
I thought she looked like Bob Ross.
Got it. So I've learned from X on the Beach never to give out a 6 on a scale system.
dare you.
So I'm going to split the difference and go 5, 50-50.
Got it.
Okay. All
Got
right.
it.
I like it.
I think she was Devin from the nose down and Bob Ross from the ears up.
We
that
like that.
tracks. I
We
think
like-
all she needed was a paintbrush and it would have been a whole Bob Ross fit. But
Yeah.
that's a compliment, though. Bob Ross, hot. Good for you.
Nice. Quickly here, do you have any promo codes for Tarjay and Cher? Because Mixie's got a birthday coming up. So I don't know if there's an IG handle, a phone number, any promo codes. I know you're a big promo code guy. So I don't know if you have any of those for her birthday.
You guys think those ladies are cheap whores?
That's
No.
why we need the promo code.
That's
We
why we
know
need the
that it's
promo
not
code.
going to be.
No discounts. No
Full
discounts.
price for the
all
number
right?
Friends and family?
Friends and family?
Full price for those two beauties, or
Damn.
get out.
Honestly, fair. That's a good pimp right there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's a good
No,
pimp move.
whoa. Your words, not mine.
Allegedly.
Your word's not
Allegedly.
mine.
Hole is whole. Hole is whole. That's all we're going to say.
No,
again.
this has happened before. I'm out.
What are you talking about?
I'm out. I'm gone. I'm out on this. I'm out on
Speaking
this.
of
Those are
things-
classy. Those are classy ladies.
Yes, they are.
Very much
And we will
so.
only respect them.
Yes, yes.
Speaking of past things that have happened, there was a moment in the past episode where you said you had a past life in the Roman army. I personally am a huge fan of past lives. I am currently on my 4th. I know I was a squirrel in Detroit at one point. I won't bore you with the details. But do you have any other past lives that you know about or details about your past life in the Roman army that you remember?
Right. So, do you remember the movie 300?
Yes.
Yes.
And then kind of like the hunchback guy that ended up turning on them?
Yes.
That was me.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding. My back is fine. No, I did have a past life in the Roman army, and we were apparently, I guess, not victorious because whatever happened out there with those shields, those things are way heavier. I've thought about this a lot. I need the people to wrap their mind around this. When people would fight wars in the past, they didn't really even have any food. They had to like walk there with these big heavy shields and swords and spears, and they didn't have any food.
Yeah.
They had no water, and they had all this heavy stuff, and they had to walk.
I don't know how they did it.
Never.
I mean,
Never.
war's never easy. War's never easy. It's never cool. I wish there was none. But like, you definitely don't want to walk to it.
No,
Yeah,
we
and-
wouldn't want that either.
And now men are
Brutal.
just betting on sports games, you know?
well,
where'd
that's a direct
society
shot
go?
at him. That's a direct shot at him. How
That
dare
is a
you?
direct shot. That's a
Direct
direct
shot.
shot at. That's the direct shot at me and Aaron Rodgers, who
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely emptied
Yeah.
my account last night.
Yeah. The name Katya came up on this week's episode as maybe she
Mhm.
would have fared a little bit better. We do have a question about what is the hardest thing to clean at your place. I don't know if she's, mentioned that to you, like maybe, help me help you a little bit more. How do you think she would have fared in the elimination? And has there been something that she has said at your place that like Please help me. Please help me with this situation a little bit more.
So here's the thing. Absolute stone cold stunner, would have mopped the floor with anybody there. Great person. This is going to sound crazy. My house is pretty clean.
I could see that.
My house is pretty clean. I keep it pretty tight, and I mainly just have like people come in to like get the windows and like mop the floor. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
I don't think there's anything, honestly, compared to the challenge house. I live in a.
Would she have quit at the challenge house? She have gone home?
Dude, I feel so badly sometimes for the people that have to go in there because it's real rough. It's really rough in there. So yeah,
only one bathroom, only one shower though, it seems like. So advantage.
Less to clean.
No, oh no, I've got two. I have two showers.
You challenge house. Different. Yeah, there was a
challenge house technically had 8, but 6 of them were doubled as porta potties. That's true.
Why?
Long story.
That's we can't get into that.
We can't go into it. It's not an HGTV breakdown here on the number one. We don't do that. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate your time. We'll let you get going. Hopefully, there's a dual interview coming up here in the future. In the next couple months, we hope to get back with you again, and maybe somebody else. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Absolutely. You guys let me know.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Love you, man. We'll see you later.
All. Bye. Much love. Go Pats.